this is Russ. Yeah, this is a continuation of our ride to get to Morton Grove and then eventually into Niles. So if you watched yesterday's ride, you saw me get up to this point here. This is Central Road. And so we're now with the cars. We're no longer on the side streets. Now, Central eventually will have its own little bike lane, but that's not until a while. So in the meantime, we're going to be actually on the actual road with the cars. So the cars are going to have to move over to pass me. I'll put a little bit higher pedal assist level. So I'm going to do pedal assist level 4. I am on the Rad Rover 5. And the reason I'm taking this is because I have 2 batteries, so it gives me the range. Now, I know that some of you guys in the past have made comments about, you know, riding on the road is so dangerous. It is. I won't say it's not, but you just got to watch your mirrors. You got to watch traffic in front and to the side of you, and make some decisions how best to ride, or how to try to avoid some people who may not be giving you the space that you need and things. And even so, sometimes that's not enough. This thing wants me to take Rand Road. I don't really want to take Rand Road, so I'm going to go past it. When we get up there. I'm going to keep going on Central. We are in Mount Prospect, if I'm not mistaken, at this point. Give you some landmarks here. Yeah, I mean, Google Maps will redo itself once you mess up, right? So I kind of know where I need to go from this point. So I'm not going to take roads that I think are going to be just a little bit too scary to take. I'm going to take roads that I think I prefer to ride to get to where I need to go, and let the map regenerate a route for me. And I think I'm actually safer if I keep going forward on Central rather than taking Rand Road. I mean, some roads that you know of, if you've never seen a bike on that road before, there's probably a reason for that. You don't see a whole lot of bike riders taking Rand Road in the area that this thing wants me to go. So I'm going to stick with this road and hope that the cars will do their thing and stay away from me. So the map is still telling me to go to the right, but it's telling me to go there after 2.7 miles. So yeah, it's accepting the fact that I'm going on this road. And this road, I think, would be just relatively parallel to where I would have gone if I'd taken the Rand Road anyways. Now for something like this, a lot of times I'll just throttle it. If I see cars, lots of cars coming up by me, I will usually throttle it so I don't have to think about pedaling. But when the cars let up, like right now there's not that many cars behind me, I'll pedal it to kind of conserve my my battery. So I'm on pedal assist level 4 right now, gear number 7, and looking at my watt meter, I'm hitting about 520 something watts of power when I'm pedaling on level 4. Now that brings up a good point, okay? Now a lot of us know or feel that the Rad power bikes, although they claim 750 watts, it's really a 500 watt motor that peaks at 750. It's possible. I don't know for a fact one way or the other, but it's possible. But here's where the benefit of a lower wattage motor or bike would really be is that when it is a lower wattage, you're not using a lot of battery. Now that does mean you have to put a little more effort. You might have to pedal more and whatever, but you don't use up a lot of battery. So if I was riding the Magicycle, 750 watt, true 750 watt motor, that thing's gonna peak over 900 watts. I wouldn't doubt it's into the 1,000 or more, all right? Although the meter only shows up to 900. So what does that mean to your battery? That means you're gonna eat up more battery. All right, this is now considered a bike lane over here. So having a smaller motor or smaller wattage motor sometimes isn't so bad. I mean, if I have 20 amp hour battery and my motor is actually 500 watts, let's say on this thing, I'm gonna use actually less of the battery. I might actually get more distance that way. So if I take the Magicycle, 750 true wattage, man, this road is really hacked up over here now. I'm gonna slow down here and I'm gonna go around this thing. See, they don't give you the best roads here, right? Look how hacked up this is. They got fresh asphalt put down there to fix up the potholes that are there. So yeah, you gotta be careful. So if I took the Magicycle out, true 750 watt motor, if I have the same amount of amp hour ratings, I'm probably gonna eat up more battery power. Yeah, you can hear the little things pop up onto my fenders. That's the loose stuff from the asphalt stuff that they use to try to fix up the potholes. And of course, road closed ahead, detour ahead. Okay, that's not good. Maybe that's why they wanted me to go onto the other road. Yeah, here's the one thing too. These are 26-inch fat tires. Like the new Ocelot that's coming out, that's a 20-inch fat tire. Going over potholes and stuff, I'd rather have a bigger tire because I think we do better. All right, we're kind of stuck now. Road closed at so-and-so. Railroad crossing used. Local traffic only. All right, this is not good. All right, so what we're gonna do, I think, is we're gonna have to take a right here. So what road are we on? I think this is Des Plaines River Road that we're on right now. You know, the thing with Google Maps, you know, when they tell me turn towards US 45N, I don't know what that is. So it says turn right towards Central Road. Were we on Central Road? No idea. I mean, if I take a right, I'm heading back the way I came. Now it says make a U-turn. Yeah, this map doesn't know where it's going. All right. I think at this point, we have to go based on our own instincts. I don't believe we need to do what this map is telling us to do. But we are not on the best of roads. These are major streets we're on right now. Yeah, it keeps changing. It went from Central, now it says take Rand Road, take a left. And I believe that is correct. We do need to take a left at Rand Road. Up ahead is Golf Road. we're just gonna stay where we are here. We're gonna go forward. We're gonna end up on Rand Road anyways. Maybe the map knew something I didn't know, right? Because we ran out of road. Let me reset my timer. I didn't do that. I'm trying to keep these rides at least. Can't see where this thing starts. Where's the start button on this thing? Oh, there. It's hard to see. I want to keep these rides at least 35 or 40 minutes at most. So the only way to do that is to put a timer to remind me that we need to switch off. Alright, so we got a half more mile on this road. Then we'll hit Rand Road. We'll take a left turn on Rand. But you can see why, I don't like taking certain roads, because it is a little more dangerous. Stoplight up ahead is Rand Road. So I think I need to get into the left turn lane. So I'm going to signal, I'm going to move to the left turn lane area. Put my hand signal out, let people know I'm going into this lane. Now, a lot of drivers aren't used to seeing bikes on the lane with them. Many bikes don't do it. I do it all the time. I think we legally have the right to do it. Just the fear of doing it. I think we might be in Des Plaines right now. For the local guys. Des Plaines River Road and Rand Road. Is that Des Plaines? If not, it's right on the edge of it. So how do you guys like the ride so far? Between yesterday's ride and today. I think we should get to the trail by the end of this ride, I believe. It says I got 36 more minutes to get there. Maybe not. We'll see. I mean, if we're close, we'll just let it run until we get there. All right. So let's take this left turn so people know I'm turning. Alrighty. Yep, picking up all the gas fumes from that truck. Alright, if I had to guess, knowing this general area, it's asking me to turn on Ballard. If I had to guess, they're going to try to push me to Dempster. Right lane closed ahead. Of course, this is Chicago. Everything's under construction. Yep, everything's usually under construction. So in situations like this, I'll either throttle or I'll throttle and pedal. I do want my speed a little bit because I'm actually on the road with the rest of them. And think I got to take a left here. So I'm going to signal that I will take the left lane. And then I'm going to head out this way. Now, my guess is I may not even get the left turn signal. Because again, I don't think I'm heavy enough. I'm going to hope that this car behind me moves up a little bit so he can trigger that light. Because we need his metal. The metal is what triggers the light. Okay, we got it. So we're gonna go. Yeah, this is the problem. You know, even if you pick roads that you think is good, with the construction that happens, you just can't you can't count on it. Because they'll just throw you off when they close off roads. And this happens a lot in Chicago. Yeah, dead animals on the side. Yeah, we don't want that. Alrighty, I know this area. Wants me to turn on Bel Air. Keep an eye open for Bel Air. Which road is that? 450 feet. So yeah, we got to take a left. There's no cars behind me. So let's turn here on Bel Air. Yeah, I remember this road. All right, it did not take me to Dempster. It is finding me something a little bit safer, which is good. We're gonna do a little side trip here. We were supposed to turn on Church Street. I'm gonna go forward a little bit. I wanna take a look at something real quick. We'll come back and take Church Street in a moment here. I wanted to see something up ahead.
Continue on East Church Street for 1.5 miles.
Okay, we're going to turn into this church parking lot here. And the reason is because we can't turn in. They're cutting things there. Let me turn in here. Oh, they gated it off. How do you like that? Okay, here's the reason why I've turned in here.
Head east, then turn right.
This church building was part of a church that I attended with my wife a long time ago. And we ended up going to a different church. And it now goes to a friend of mine's who attended a church with us. Let me turn on Church Street. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. It's a good story, whether you're a Christian or you're not. It's a good story. So listen to the story. So what happened is the church that I attended is primarily an Asian church. It was a Chinese church. I was worship leader there for 10 years, actually. And so while we were there, this gentleman came into our church and started attending, and he's Haitian, okay? And, the rest of us are Asian. He kind of sticks out a little bit, right? Well, he told me that our church was the only church that welcomed him when he came in. And he felt comfortable with us, so he stayed at our church. And he considered our church his home church. He was from Haiti. Okay, years later now, he becomes a pastor. And so our church, that building that you just saw there, was going to close because everyone was going in their different directions and different places, and so they were trying to decide, what do we do with this church building, because it's totally paid off. Guess who ended up with our church building? Yeah, our Haitian friend. Yeah. So I saw him recently at the funeral of one of the pastors who pastored this church. And apparently they had been going to lunches for years. That was the pastor that was there when he came to the church. And he continued on, of course, the pastor. And so our pastor had passed away. And so our Haitian friend, the pastor, officiated the funeral. And I hadn't seen him in many years. And so we of course couldn't talk too much during the funeral, but he said, call me. So we talked for, I don't know, over an hour when I finally called him after the funeral. And I told him, I says, who would have thought that here you are, a guy who came to visit an Asian church, a Haitian guy, would later become a pastor, and then also later basically get our church building. We gave him the church building so he could continue his ministry. That's kind of cool. That is very cool, whether you're a Christian or you're not. The story is really good because it just shows that, you know, there are good people in the world, and, you know, things work out for the best sometimes. You know, if you're a Christian, you would say it was planned by God. Yeah, I'm a Christian, so in case you're wondering. But like I said, even if you are or you're not, it's a good story, I think. It's a good, heartwarming story. So yeah, so I wanted to check out the building to see what it looked like, and he was telling me, you know, the COVID situation with the pandemic really hurt the church quite a bit because, you know, people are staying home. They do Zoom churches just like many other. So getting them to come back to the church building, of course, is always hard. So yeah, that's why I wanted to see it. So yeah, we are in Des Plaines right now. I should send him a message and tell him, yeah, I just rode past your church. Yeah, I might do that. Yeah, we got to go out for lunch one day. He says, yeah, we got to go to lunch. He used to do the lunch thing with the pastor, but now the pastor's gone, so he has no one to go to lunch with. Well, there was one other pastor. The three pastors got together for lunch, and but now they're down to two. So according to this, we got to go to Maryland Street. Some of these areas I don't typically ride or drive, but I'm familiar with this. I think it is taking me essentially to roughly the route I would have taken if I'd gone myself. So let's look at our battery here. We're down to 4 bars. We've ridden 15.5 miles already between the other ride and this ride. And I don't know if you can see that far up ahead yet, but there's another road construction thing, road closed. I think that road was closed before, last year too. I think they were fixing things, or that general area. So it's gonna detour me, of course. So typical. So typical. All right, well, I guess, all right, I guess we're gonna, what am I gonna do? I'm debating. I think I gotta take a right. If I take a left, I'm gonna end up on Gulf Road. And for those who know the area, that's not a road I wanna ride on. Man, a lot of pollen flying around. So I think I'm gonna go to the right and try to go around this thing. Yeah, I think they were working on stuff last year, and apparently they haven't finished anything. But yeah, this is so typical of the Chicago area. You go someplace, you think you're doing good, and then they hit you with the road construction. All right. I'm gonna go around this. So if I'm not mistaken, I should be able to take this side street, because it doesn't say that they've closed it. Well, it looks like they closed it. No, it doesn't look like they closed it. I think you can do it. All right, let's just do it. Nothing shows it's closed. I think I did this last year too, where I had to go around this whole thing. What's to my left is Golf Mill Shopping Center, for those who are local. And while the construction doesn't seem to be at Golf Mill, it's right next to it. Yeah, they were doing the same thing last year. What are these guys doing for so long? Yeah, I went around it last year too, now that I remember.
Head east on Davis Street, then turn left. Turn right, then turn left.
Turn right, then turn left.
Northwest Church Street,
Now it says
then
go back to
turn
left, right. It doesn't know what to do.
West Church Street, then turn right onto West Church Street.
Yeah, we're not doing that. I think it's confused. It is confused. Let's go this way.
Turn right onto West Church Street, then
Bike
turn
route
left.
ends, Golf Mill. Alright, so, yep. Same way I did it last year. Yeah, how come they haven't fixed anything? Took them a whole year and they're still not done.
Turn left onto North Maryland Street.
Alright.
Turn right onto West Lion
So
Street.
straight ahead here, we go in that direction. That's Golf Mill Shopping Center. Growing up, I know this area fairly well because I grew up in Chicago, but then we eventually moved to Morton Grove when I was going into 8th grade. And so I kind of know this general area because I kind of grew up in this area. And Golf Mill Shopping Center had a theater there. It was Golf Mill Theaters, which is now Export Fitness. So yeah, I'm familiar with the area. And that's why I kind of know this North Branch Trail, is because I did it when I was younger in high school. I would go on the trail and we'd ride on the trail. So I just never went the other direction, and that's what we're trying to do on this ride. I'm gonna go in the opposite direction to see where it actually takes us. I was gonna do it last year, but I didn't end up doing it. It was starting to get cold by the time I had the second battery and might have been able to do it. It was starting to get a little chilly, so I said, no, I better not do it. So I said, I will do it next year. So here we are. We're gonna give it a shot. See where it heads. And I think there's a big bridge. I think it goes over Caldwell, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, my street names are really bad. I don't remember everything, but I remember there's a big bridge you gotta go over the top of. You go over the top of the street levels. So yeah, that might be fun.
Turn right onto West Lion Street. In 800 feet, turn left onto Washington Street.
Sorry, I'm adjusting the helmet. The microphone's on the helmet. All right. Here's a question for you guys. When you go out riding, do you call or text home when you hit your destinations?
Turn left onto Washington Street.
Yeah, I typically let my wife know where I'm at. It's a good idea, I think. so that they kind of know where you are, make sure you're safe. When we get to the North Branch Trail, I'll let her know I got there. I think we got to turn here.
Continue on Beckwith Road for 3 miles.
All right, we're very close at this point. We've got about 3 more miles, and then we'll be at the North Branch Trail, at the entrance that I want to get onto. I mean, there's different ways you can get onto it, but I wanted to get on in this general area and then ride it in the opposite direction. So yeah, we'll make it to the trail, and then we'll call it a day, and we'll pick up the rest of it another day. Like I said, this is going to be multiple days of recording here. I know one thing, I need to get some more batteries for my GoPro and another memory card so that I could actually continue recording constantly. The thing with the GoPro, though, is that if you record too long, it could overheat. It has a history of doing that. But I'm riding, so the wind blows up against the GoPro, kind of cools it down. So if you didn't have that, then of course we probably would have cut out already. That camera would have shut itself down from thermal overload. I tell you, a lot of stuff is blowing into my eyes today. So yeah, you're getting to see a lot of the neighborhoods in the northern suburbs of Chicago here. For those of you who don't know where we are in the northern and northwest suburbs of Chicago. Now, you might wonder, am I a Cubs fan or a Sox fan? Well, northern parts of Chicago. What do you think? Yep, I'm a Cubs fan. If I lived in the southern part of Chicago, I'd probably be a Sox fan. So yeah, it's a little bit of rivalry between the north and the south in Chicago for baseball. But I'm going to tell you, since baseball was taken off of WGN TV, I don't know where they are now. I don't know where it's broadcast at. I don't follow it enough. I don't know what's going on in baseball. But I did watch when the Cubs finally got to the World Series and won the World Series. That is a once-in-a-lifetime thing. For a Cubs fan, at least. That's not a common occurrence for Cub fans. So, sadly, I think all of those team members have now dispersed to different teams now. Sad. That I guess that happens in baseball. And like they say, there's no crying in baseball. Yeah, you guys know where that's from, right? There's no crying in baseball. If you know what that is, go ahead and put a comment. All right. Well, these streets that we're passing through here, this is Beckwith and Harlem. So we need Beckwith and Austin. Beckwith and Austin is an entrance to the trail. Yeah, I'm familiar with this area. I mean, I didn't live at this exact area, but I'm familiar with the general area. Let's put it like that. Some of these houses, too, that I see on the sides are brand new houses. So you got older homes on one side, brand new constructions on the other side. So people tore down their houses and put new houses up. That seems to happen a lot in these older neighborhoods sometimes. I know in Skokie, a lot of houses are done that way. They like the area. Skokie is like really close to Chicago. It's like right next to it. So they'll live up there, but they want newer homes, so they'll buy the house and rip it down and put up a brand new house. All right, we are at Beckwith and Waukegan for the local people, so that you know where we're at. Yeah, we're moving into my general old neighborhood where I grew up. So I am familiar with this general area now. Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you like these type of rides. I mean, this is a long ride. Well, how many we've done 18 miles already. So we know we got at least another 18 miles just to get back home, plus whatever we ride on the trail. So I would say we got at least round trip 40 miles, round trip, not even doing the trail. That's just getting here and getting home. We've got a good 40 miles to do. This is why I need that second battery, folks, because it would be tough. It would be tough to do on a single battery. That's why I made the decision that I would get rid of the original rad battery, which only had 14 amp hours, buy a 20 amp hour battery. I moved up to 52 volts, then do it again, 40 amp hours, so I could have enough range to go back into my old neighborhood, go back into this general area of things that I was familiar with when I was younger, and be able to ride it. And I know that the North Branch Trail takes you to quite a few places. I mean, you can hit the Skokie Lagoon. We're not going to hit the Skokie Lagoons today because we're going in the opposite direction. We're actually going to be in the right side direction, but I want to take the trail. I mean, I could take a shortcut, cut down the street and get there, but let's take the trail. And so I just want to go as far as I can go. And a standard battery would not do it for me. And this is why I asked Magicycle to give me a second battery. I've asked another company too to get me a second battery. And the reason is because if I have a second battery, I can go farther. I can take you further. So when we're demonstrating the bikes and doing things with their bikes, we can go farther. Otherwise, we're stuck in the same, local areas. It's actually good for them. It's good for me. It's good for me because I can ride farther. It's good for you because you get to see different things. It's good for them because I'm on their bike, which highlights their bikes, right? So everybody wins, but we can't do it if we don't have the battery. Now, you might ask about why don't you get a bike carrier, a rack for your car? My car won't take it. I've checked several places and they said it's not safe for your car to have a hitch. And my wife's car is her car. She's riding it to go to work all the time. And as you know, I ride during the weekdays. I prefer not to ride on the weekends, which is when her car would be available for me. I prefer to ride on the weekdays because less people are on the trails. When I go a distance like this, I can count on maybe a little bit less traffic sometimes based on the time of the day that I go. So yeah, it's not possible. So for me to get to where I want to go, I've got to ride it. Now the alternative, of course, is a foldable bike, but even a foldable bike doesn't fit that easily inside my car because I have a regular sedan. So we'll have to figure things out. All right, believe it or not, we have hit the trail. If I take a left over here, we're heading towards the Botanic Gardens like we did last year. If I take a right over here, which I'm gonna do in a moment here, we're gonna go in the opposite direction. That's what I really want to do today. All right, so now it's kind of dark in here. Now the GoPro makes up for it. I know it has like automatic functions. in the lighting to make it look a little bit better. But underneath all of these, okay, I'm going to turn this map off here. The GoPro has its own automatic lighting system, so it'll look bright enough for you guys. But for me, as I'm riding through this, it looks really dark after coming from like bright sun, and then this thing is like totally covered over with trees on the top, so it's kind of in the darker, I should say. Hello. But I used to ride this path when I was younger. You know, I had what we call a 10-speed bike. Remember those things? Had a 10-speed bike, came riding this trail. This is what started it all, really, for my interest in bike riding and stuff. I didn't have the best of bikes. My dad got me a bike, but it wasn't anything like the top of the line bikes. Just, you know, an average bike. It's about $100 bike back in the day, in the 70s. Still expensive, you know, but I always envied the bikes that some of my friends had. They had some really nice bikes, and I wasn't the most fit person. I did Taekwondo. I didn't do heavy bike riding like some of the other guys do. I used my bike to get around. That was my transportation as a kid. But on occasion, I would take the bike trails and, you know, go down here. I remember the first time I saw a deer in here, I was really amazed. But, you know, deer are all over the place in the forest preserves. Anyways, I think that's enough for today. At least we made it to the trail. We'll pick it up again on the next ride, because we're going to go into the areas that I've never really gone into before on the trail, except one time with my brother, and I don't remember it much at all. So I'm going to be learning it just as you're learning it. So anyways, if you like this video, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to give my wife a call. Well, I won't call her. I'm going to text her and let her know that I'm here in the Morton Grove area, that I made it to the trail, and now I'm going to ride the trail. I'll talk to you guys next time.